All right, we're ready for today. So, yes, as we were discussing before starting the session, we have done a lot of forgiveness sessions. I think in the last 4 years, 4 to 5 years, ever since COVID had started, uh, we did a lot of forgiveness sessions. Forgiveness and meditation, that is all that we did. But then I realized that many people, even after so many years of practice, have this question that how can we forgive people who are harming us, hurting us? It's not easy. And it's truly not easy. Even it's not easy for me. It's not easy for anyone. So that's why I thought that maybe let us understand karma first in a greater detail, and then we can understand forgiveness. Because forgiveness is the solution. Karma is where the problem is coming. From where is the trouble starting? Root cause karma hai. Root cause karma में है. Solution forgiveness में है. So मैं शुरुआत तो मैंने forgiveness से कर दी. बहुत लोग समझ भी गए, सबको अच्छा भी लगा. सबने प्रैक्टिस की. बट कहीं ना कहीं हमारे मन में वो शंका रह जाती है, एक सवाल रह जाता है कि कोई हमें हर्ट कर रहा है, हमारे साथ कोई बुरा हो रहा है, हम उस इंसान को क्यों माफ करें, कैसे माफ करें? हमने तो कभी कुछ बुरा नहीं किया, हम किससे माफी मांगे, क्यों माफी मांगे? सो द आंसर ऑफ दिस पॉइंट इज देयर इन कर्मा. इसलिए इस बार मैंने सोचा कि पहले 2-3 महीना अच्छे से कर्मा को समझते हैं, फिर फॉरगिवनेस को वापस से समझेंगे इस लाइट, कर्मा के लाइट. That's why the series where we are studying the book, which is Secrets of Karma. This is the book that we are studying. So if you have the book, great. If you don't have the book, I will be reading through the book first and then explaining some things from the book. So today we are entering into chapter 4, that is key number 4. It is called the laws of karma. Now this perhaps is the most important part of karma. अगर आप कर्मा को समझना चाहते हो तो ये जो हिस्सा यहाँ से आज हम लोग चालू करने वाले हैं, ये सबसे सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी है. अगर हम if we look at karma at a very wide form, then we will not be able to understand the small aspects of karma. But the laws of karma are going to make us understand the smaller aspects of karma. Okay, so that's the reason why we are starting this very important chapter now. And this one chapter is around 15 pages. So let me see how much we can cover. Okay. So laws of karma. Like gravity, the laws of karma influence you irrespective of your knowledge, your belief in karma. There are 3 fundamental laws of karma. Now let's first understand what is a law. Now, say for example, I have this dabba out here. Okay, I have this box out here. If I leave this box, if I just let it go, in which direction will it go? It will go down, right? It cannot start flying upward. It will definitely go down. This is called the law of gravity. It is a law. Now, if I go to China, Russia, Japan, USA, Australia, Canada, Dubai, and I drop this dabba, if I drop this box, it will go down. It cannot fly up. Why? Because that is the law of gravity. It is the law. A law means it is universal. A man will drop the box, it will go down. A woman is going to drop the box, it's going to go down. A baby is going to drop something, it will go down. A Hindu, a Muslim, a Sikh, Isai, a person who is mentally crazy, a person who is a scholar, anybody who drops it, it will go down. That is why it is called the law. लॉ शब्द का मतलब है जो कभी किसी के लिए नहीं बदलता, वो यूनिवर्सल है, वो हमेशा सेम रहेगा. सो जैसे लॉ ऑफ ग्रेविटी सबके लिए सेम रहेगा, लॉ ऑफ कर्मा भी सबके लिए सेम रहेगा. लेकिन इसके 3 रूल्स है, लॉज ऑफ कर्मा. ओके, थैंक यू रामाजी फॉर आस्किंग. सो स्लाइटली बेटर. but I still would be taking a lot of water during the session. Okay, so law of karma के कुछ rules है. Okay, जो rules even the lords of karma follow. Try to understand one small thing. अगर rules ना हो तो whims and fancies के ऊपर decisions लिए जाएंगे. If a school does not have rules, then somebody is going to wear a short skirt, while somebody is going to wear a long dress, while somebody is going to come in a t-shirt, while another person is going to come in a burqa, while another person is going to come into some other dress. There will be havoc. There will be no uniformity. If there are no rules, then the teacher will not know when to punish a student and when to award a student. If there are no rules, then the children will not know what is the time I'm supposed to reach school. If there are no rules, then a school is going to be mismanaged. अगर आपके घर में रूल्स ना हो तो आपके घर में तो कभी किसी को पता ही नहीं होगा कि ब्रेकफास्ट कितने बजे मिलता है, डिनर कितने बजे मिलता है, घर कितने बजे आना है, घर में पूजा करके घर से निकलना जरूरी है या घर की कोई पूजा की कोई रूल्स नहीं है, आप जब मन करे आप अपना पूजा कर लो, है कि नहीं. घर में स्लैंग लैंग्वेज यूज करने से कुछ तो पनिशमेंट मिलेगी. अगर आप घर में अच्छे से रहते हो तो कुछ तो रिवॉर्ड मिलेगा. अगर घर के रूल्स ना हो तो आपका घर भी ठीक से चलेगा क्या? टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ अ कंट्री. If the country has no rules, no tax rules, no driving rules, no rules of, like Saturday, Sunday, working days, holidays, government holidays, if there are no rules in a country, will the country run systematically or will there be havoc? Think. कई बार हम सोचते हैं रूल्स हमें बांध रहे हैं. They are forcing us, they are binding us, they are choking us. Why so many rules? But my dear friends, without rules, the person who has to take a decision will never know what decision to take. That's why even the lords of karma, they need rules. How will they decide whether a man or a woman is doing good action, bad action? What will come back to him? How many times it will come back? When it is going to come back? How will the lords of karma decide if there are no rules? So if there are rules, it makes your job and my job and the job of lords of karma easier. That is the reason why these three rules have been created by the Supreme God, the ultimate Parabrahma, who there's nobody beyond him. Okay? So he has made the rules not for any one person, but for the whole universe. For you, for me, for every person in this universe. The first rule, law of harvest. The second rule, law of lag time. Third rule, law of multiplier effect. These are the three rules on which the karma is selected. The karma can select the good and the bad and the punishment and the reward. The moment you generate karma through your thought, speech, or action, the laws are enforced and you reap the effect of the seed of your action sown when the conditions are conducive for it to mature. Like this is like the seeds sprouting when the monsoon arrives. Whenever we do an action, a karma is enforced. The law of karma is enforced. So as I said, that even certain small things, I will give you the smallest example, okay? Drinking water. Drinking water, don't you think this has some karma connected to your own body? Your body is made up of 70% water. Now, if you decide, I don't care how much water I drink, I can drink only 2 glasses of water in a day, who cares? Do you think you are generating a karma with your own body? Think, I am not saying yes, I am not saying no. I am giving you a food for thought. अगर मैं दिन में सिर्फ 2 ग्लास पानी पी के रहती हूँ और मैं सोचती हूँ कि क्या ही फर्क पड़ता है, पानी ही तो है, इसकी तो कोई वैल्यू नहीं है, तो क्या मैं अपने खुद के शरीर के साथ एक कर्मा को बांध रही हूँ, जोड़ रही हूँ? क्या मैं कर्मा क्रिएट कर रही हूँ? अच्छा या बुरा मुझे नहीं पता, मैं नहीं बताऊंगी आपको, आप खुद सोचो। एक छोटा सा एक्शन, एज स्मॉल एज ड्रिंकिंग वाटर, is it creating a karma? So any action that you do or you don't do enforces the law of karma to start acting on you. इसका एक रिजल्ट घूम के आएगा। हो सकता है अगर ये बैड कर्मा है, हो सकता है आने वाले कुछ महीनों में, कुछ सालों में उसी इंसान को यूरिनरी इन्फेक्शंस होने लग जाए। क्यों? क्योंकि बॉडी डिटॉक्सिफाई नहीं कर पा रहा है अपने आप को, वो अपने अंदर से नेगेटिविटी को बाहर नहीं निकाल पा रहा है। इट हैज लेस वाटर। हो सकता है if it is a positive karma then something good will happen to your body. कुछ भी हो सकता है, अगर अच्छा कर्म है तो कुछ अच्छा होगा, अगर बुरा कर्म है तो हो सकता है बॉडी कुछ दिन में सफर करे। सो इस एक बात से हम क्या समझते हैं? What do we understand from this one point? Every action that you take enforces the law of karma to start its work on you. The result of that action is going to mature in your life in some time. Just the way monsoons make the seeds sprout. जो बारिश होती है तब जाके जो seeds हमने मे बी गर्मी के सीजन में डाला है वो उभर के आने लगते हैं. So whenever the karma is going to mature, it is going to show results in you. On that note, let me drink my water. Some good action for my body. Okay. So next page. Here we start the first law. Law of harvest. Just as a farmer plants a certain kind of seed and gets a certain crop, so it is with good and bad deeds. Who said it? Lord Krishna. Point number 1, as you sow, so you reap. Just when you sow a mango seed, you reap mangoes. And when you plant a cactus, you can only reap cactus. You reap what you sow through your actions. अगर मैंने एक मैंगो का सीड डाला है, उससे एक मैंगो का पेड़ आएगा, मुझे ढेर सारे मैंगोस मिलेंगे। अगर मैंने एक कैक्टस का सीड डाला है, उससे सिर्फ कैक्टस के ही पेड़ आ सकते हैं, मैंगोस नहीं मिल सकते। So whatever you sow, you reap. The golden rule states, do unto others as you would want others to do unto you. Therefore, if you want joy, give joy to others. If you want peace, create peace for others. If you want love, give love to others. बड़ा सिंपल है ना सुनने के लिए, करने जाओ तो कभी कभी it's not that easy, but सुनने में बड़ा अच्छा लगता है. It is so simple. I want love, I have to give love, but give love to whom? This is a big question. Somebody who is loving me and I also love that person, do you think this is any big deal? किसी ने मुझसे प्यार किया, मैंने भी उससे प्यार किया, क्या इसमें बहुत बड़ी कोई बात है? Somebody gave me an expensive gift, I also gave that person an expensive gift. Is it a big deal? Do you think the lords of karma will be very happy with this? Okay, it's a good thing to do, of course. Should give love in love, should give a gift exchange for a gift. But what matters out here is, if you really want to generate good karma, then you have to give joy, peace, love to people who need it the most. जिनके पास ये चीजें नहीं है, जिनके पास प्यार नहीं है, क्या हम उन्हें प्यार दे सकते हैं? जिनके पास शांति नहीं है, क्या हम किसी तरह से उनकी जिंदगी में शांति का वातावरण क्रिएट कर सकते हैं? जिनके पास खुशी नहीं है, क्या हम किसी तरह से उन्हें खुश कर सकते हैं? This is where the lords of karma is going to be happy more with you. He who sows sparingly shall also reap sparingly. He who sows abundantly shall also reap abundantly. Who said? Saint Paul. अगर आप एक सीड डालोगे, एक पेड़ आएगा, एक फल मिले, मतलब कुछ फल मिलेंगे. But if you sow abundantly, आपने हजारों सीड्स बिखेर दिए, हजारों पेड़ आएंगे, आपको लाखों फल मिलने वाला. So if you sow sparingly, you will get back sparingly. If you sow abundantly, you will get back abundantly. Sometimes in our human life, we think, na, अरे और कितना करेंगे? How much should I do, yaar? How much should I give, yaar? There's a limit to giving. Actually, there is no limit to giving. Because remember, when you give and give, those human beings are not going to return it back to you. The lords of karma is going to return it back to you. हम कभी पाते वक्त जब हमें मिलता है तब तो हम ये नहीं बोलते यार कितना लेंगे, बहुत ले चुके और नहीं लेना हम. If God blesses you, God gives you happiness, God gives you good health, good wealth, lots of money, prosperity, do we ever say अरे बस बहुत हो गया और मत दो? We always take more and more, है ना? But while giving, sometimes, and now that happens with me also, huh? I'm not an exception out here. It happens with me also. Sometimes we feel यार कितना और देंगे यार, क्या तो लिमिट होना चाहिए. How much should I give and give? But ultimately, na, the truth is there is no limit to giving. If you want good fortune, you must share your wealth generously with people in need of support. One grain of wheat produces over 100 grains. So if you wish to harvest in abundance, you must sow in abundance. अगर हमें लाखों करोड़ों ग्रेन चाहिए तो हमें हजारों सीड्स भी तो सो करना पड़ेगा. The golden rule also states, do not do unto others what you do not want others to do unto you. दूसरों के साथ हम वो नहीं करेंगे जो हम नहीं चाहते कि दूसरे हमारे साथ करें. So what are the two golden rules? Just a reminder, do to others what you want others to do to you. दूसरों के साथ वो कीजिए जो आप चाहते हैं कि दूसरे आपके साथ करें. दूसरा, do not do to others that you do not want others to do to you. दूसरों के साथ वो मत कीजिए जो आप नहीं चाहते दूसरे आपके साथ करें. All right? I will give you a few examples if it is not given in the book, but I think it's given. Let's see. Therefore, if you do not want others to get if you do not want to get cheated, अगर आप खुद नहीं चाहते हो कि आपके साथ कोई cheating करे, do not cheat others. If you do not want others to steal your wealth, do not steal the wealth of others. Do not steal ideas and intellectual properties. Do not steal the reward due to others. Do not use any literary or artwork without consent or due credit to the owner. Do not underpay for the services provided to you. Pay more, but never less. This A1 page is so important. We do not do to others which we do not want others to do to us. Besides, do not covet someone else's spouse. Be safe from any form of stealing, as they inevitably bring bad luck, misfortune, misery, and poverty. Pranic healers and arhatic yogis, can you relate anything to Grandmaster's teachings? Everything is from Master's teachings, है ना? We learn all of this from Master. That is what Mr. Vijay Athri is saying again, in a very simple way, in a very simple language. जो आपका नहीं है, वो मत लीजिए. Very small actions. Something like, my maid has cooked all the food And then guests come, my relatives come, my friends come, and they love the food. Now I say, I have cooked all of this. I have cooked it all. It's all my credit. I am taking away somebody else's credit. किसी और ने एक बहुत अच्छी कहावत कही और वो कहावत मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग गया. अब किसी पार्टी में किसी जगह पे मैं उसको ऐसे बोलती हूँ कि ऐसे मैंने ही लिखा है ये कहावत. Somebody else came up with a fantastic new idea. Even in pranic healing, somebody else came up with a beautiful healing idea. And then I use that healing idea and I get great results. And then I take a session out of it and I say, I have discovered this healing pattern. I am the one who has used my brain and my intellectual capacities and I have come up with this healing idea. You also use this healing idea. You can also become a great healer. There's a very thin line, very thin line. I face it every day almost. हर काम को करते वक्त, हर बात को बोलते वक्त सोचना पड़ता है, कहाँ से आया था ये आइडिया, किससे सुना था, from where did I get it, how did I get it. It's sometimes very tough to tax your brain, to tax your mind. यार, who gave me this thought, from where did it come, किसने बोला था, कौन से सेशन से, कौन से चार्या से. Because try to give credit to people, especially if you are working in an office environment, if you're working with 60, 70 other employees, other colleagues. Be very careful that you're not stealing somebody's ideas. Now, I will give you a small story from my own life, and perhaps the next thing starts is a little more in depth. Debt to pay must be paid. That's a very long part, so we will not start that today. I'll give you a small story from my own life. Earlier, when I used to travel a lot abroad, I had a habit of buying seconds items. Like you get a Versace ka bag. Usually, a Versace ka bag would be somewhere around 1 lakh or 3 lakh rupees. You find it at 3,000 rupees. Dot to dot the same. The name is the same. The quality, the texture, everything is the same. Nothing changes, huh? It's just a second. It's just a copy. That is 3 lakh. This is 3,000. So I had a great habit because I was not a spendthrift. मुझे बहुत पैसे खर्च करना वैसे भी पसंद नहीं है. I rather save and donate. But वो bags अच्छे लगते थे तो मैं ले लेती थी. When I did my basic class, I realized, do to others that you want others to do to you. Do not do to others which you do not want others to do to you. Now it struck my mind that maybe in this incarnation or maybe in another incarnation, I might develop or I might research and come up with a huge plan. Maybe even in pranic healing, I might research and come up with a huge discovery, a thesis, something which is unique. I might become a businessman in some other incarnation. Maybe I might become a businessman. I might come up with a huge agenda, a huge thing, a new thing. It's an innovation, something like that. And what if somebody else makes a cheap copy of that and sells it into the market in a very cheap price? Will I be happy? Will I be glad and tell people, अरे कोई बात नहीं, वो सस्ता में मिल रहा है तो वही ले लो. मैंने इतना मेहनत किया, इतना मैंने मेहनत से अपना ब्रांड बनाया, इनोवेशन किया, रिनोवेशन किया, रिसर्च किया, थीसिस किया, कोई बात नहीं, चीप में मिल रहा है तो दूसरा वाला ही ले लो. Will I be able to say that? Will I be happy? Will I be glad? I will not be. I will definitely not be. I will want that if I have worked hard on something, that thing must come to me. So that day itself, I promised myself I am never going to buy a second ever. Because I was not doing what I would want others to do to me. I was definitely not doing something which is according to the golden rule. It might not be a direct stealing, but it is definitely a form of stealing. अब आप बोलोगे कि मेरे अकेले के ये फैसला लेने से सेकंड्स की इंडस्ट्री बंद तो नहीं हो जाएगी, right? You know, if I myself decide that I'm not buying a Versace seconds ka bag or an Aldo or whatever Jimmy Choo, that's not going to affect the company, right? Because the people who are making the seconds, they are making it in a lot of thousands and thousands and thousands of people are buying it. मेरे अकेले के नहीं खरीदने से क्या ही फर्क पड़ेगा? The Versace is not going to know that some Piyali Ghosh in India has decided not to buy the seconds. Versace will never know. They will never gift me a original bag for my honesty. The seconds wala people are never going to stop making their bags. The whole universe is not going to stop buying it. So मेरे अकेले के ये फैसला लेने से क्या ही फर्क पड़ता है? So what is the answer to that? मुझे फर्क पड़ता है, मेरे कर्मा को फर्क पड़ता है, मेरे लॉर्ड्स ऑफ कर्मा मेरे कर्मा का अकाउंट्स में वो डालेंगे. So it does not affect the Versace company, it does not affect the other branded companies, it does not affect the market of the seconds people, it does not affect the thought forms of the people who are buying it. It only and only affects me. It affects my karma, it affects my good and my bad, and perhaps it affects my future. If my karma is neutralized, because see, knowingly, unknowingly, I have generated past karma by buying all those stuffs. I have bought it for many, many years, so I have generated karma already, and I'm trying with forgiveness to neutralize it. So if by chance that karma gets neutralized, then maybe the day I discover something, I research something, I make a thesis out of something, nobody is going to steal that. It will be mine. I will get the credit. I will get the funds out of it. I will be appreciated. Maybe in this incarnation, maybe in another incarnation. But what did I do? I started sowing the right seeds. मैं गलती कर रही थी, मैंने उस गलती को समझा, मैंने उसके लिए forgiveness किया, मैंने सबसे पहले तो उस गलती को करना बंद किया, ये सोचते हुए कि मैंने सिर्फ ये जो गलती करना मैं बंद कर रही हूँ, ये सिर्फ इस जन्म के भलाई के लिए नहीं है, ये मेरे आने वाले जन्मों के भलाई के लिए है. मैं इस सोच के साथ कर रही हूँ कि पूरी दुनिया को फर्क पड़े ना पड़े, मुझे फर्क पड़ेगा. लॉर्ड्स ऑफ कर्मा मेरे अकाउंट्स में इसका भलाई लिखेंगे. So sometimes people will ask you this question. People might tell you, you are a big fool. Because आज भी अगर मैं international travel करूँ, I'm pretty much sure my relatives are going to buy the same bags. They might even buy one and gift one to me. अगर मैं उनके सामने बोलूंगी नहीं 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 नहीं, मुझे मेरा कर्मा को अफेक्ट नहीं करना है, मैं तो नहीं खरीदूंगी, they are going to laugh at me. They're going to feel, Piyali has become a spiritual saint, she's become so foolish, you know, she's wasting her money, or she's not, you know, wasting her opportunity to buy such a beautiful bag. I will be flaunting my Jimmy Choo in my next party, but Piyali will not be able to flaunt. So they might make fun of me. Right. They might make fun of me. They might make me, you know, they might feel that I'm a fool. They might feel that spirituality has made me a fool. Okay? So many things can happen. But still, I need to stick to what I have learned as a lesson. It's not easy, but we have to do it. So ये मेरे जिंदगी का एक एग्जाम्पल है, जो गलती मैं कर रही थी और मैंने उसे सुधारने की कोशिश की. मैं अभी भी उसके लिए forgiveness करती हूँ. Whenever I do a financial forgiveness, I do keep in mind that I have knowingly, unknowingly stolen some things. I do keep them in my mind. I try not to make my mistakes again. But this you need to now think in your own life. Where have you gone wrong? Or where are you still going wrong? Remember, the law of karma does not change for anybody. Even if nobody is watching, nobody is seeing, आप गुप्त तरीके से कर रहे हो, फिर भी आपका लॉ ऑफ कर्मा वहां रिकॉर्डेड हो रहा है, आपका कर्मा वहां रिकॉर्डेड हो रहा है. Okay, so somebody is watching for sure. So I just have two questions here. I'd like to see that. If we buy similar sounding brands of a reputed brand, example Adibas, Abibus, that's also generic names. Okay, as long as you're buying it out of your own idea, you know that you're buying a similar product, not the same product. It's okay, not a problem, because it is cheaper, and at the same time it is showing a different level, right? It is not showing Adidas, or if you're wearing a shoe, it's not showing Adidas. So if it is Abibas or something like that, and you are not also, you're not manipulating the writing and you're not trying to change it, it's perfectly all right, because you are buying whatever people are selling and you can show what the original is. So आप लोगों को भी भ्रम में नहीं रख रहे हो कि आप एक एडिडास ही खरीद रहे हो. So that's okay, not a problem. Okay, so that is not negative karma. And if you are a pranic healer, if you're not a pranic healer, then this point is not for you. If you are a pranic healer, and sometimes if you get such questions in your mind, then one good way of checking out is by scanning. As a pranic healer, हम अपने spiritual को scan कर सकते हैं. You can always scan our spiritual cord and check that if I do this action, is it improving? Is it reducing? If I am taking the other decision, the more tougher decision, is my spiritual cord becoming bigger or is it becoming smaller? So pranic healing gives you this beautiful tool called scanning. You can always scan and check for yourself. Okay, that will help you take better decisions on karma. So that being said, we will move on to the meditation. In the meditation itself, I will request each one of you to be more aware about your actions. What were your steps? How have you used the golden rule in your life? If you have never used the golden rule in your life, how do you plan to use it? How do you think the golden rule can make your life better? Can it help you decide what to do, what not to do? So these are some thoughts, before the meditation, you can put up these thoughts to the Supreme God, to Master, to the angels. They will help you during the meditation to maybe find the answers, especially in that 3 minutes of silence. You might just get a fantastic result, a fantastic answer that will solve a long-term problem of yours. Okay, so let's keep that in our mind as we invoke. So request everyone, gently close your eyes, relax yourself, take a deep breath, be aware of the presence of Master Shah Sui, presence of the great, great teachers, Supreme Ball, blessing us with the love, light, and power of the meditation. The beautiful energy of the meditation is coming down to us, blessing us with the right thoughts, right words, right actions, blessing us with the inner strength so that we can use the golden rule in our life to improve our karma, follow the virtues more deeply, more easily. We are all super receptive to the energies of the twin heart meditation. In full faith, so be it.